Okay guys, we're out of Wendy's in East Texas, and I came out of here and motorcycle problem, parking lot repair. I have a weird one going here. Let's take a look at it. What happens is I hit the starter stayed on, wouldn't stop. I grabbed into my tools real quick and took the heat off the top of the starter, unbolted it and removed it, and then it stopped. Let's take a look at it and I'll show you guys what's going on here and how I'm going to continue, because I'm going to New Orleans. Okay, now the way that this starter works is you have a starter motor here with a solenoid next to it. The solenoid, the starter motor has got to kick in over on that side to what they call a ring gear, which turns the engine. The starter's got to turn the big engine until it starts, and then it has to disengage from it. Okay, so you have power coming from the battery right here. This is hot all the time. The big wires in your car and your motorcycle are only for the starter, because the starter pulls so much electricity they have to have big huge wires, and you can't put fuses in them or they'll blow. All the rest of the power that goes to the motorcycle comes out that little black wire there. That's for everything else. So the starter uses a lot of power, so you can't take a wire like this size and run it up to your handlebars for your button. So what they have is they have a solenoid, which is really an electric switch for the most part, and the power comes in here, and if you look, you can see it comes right through there. And so this is hot right now, that has power to it. This side here comes out through here and goes into that starter motor and engages it. So that is half of the starter solenoid's job. The other half is to push the drive gear out the other side, which we're not going to worry thinking about that too much right now. And how it does it is with this piece. So I took the cap off the end of the starter, and this piece goes in here, okay? And where it connects that one to this one, you can see it right here. You can see that copper ring. That will connect the two if you push it against them. And the pointy part there pushes the drive gear out and connects it to the big engine. So it actually does two things. Okay, the way this is supposed to work is when you push the button up on the handlebars, it brings power into this little wire right here, which activates an electric magnet inside, which takes this piece here and sucks it in, and it makes that connection. And then when you let the power off here, it pops loose. There's a spring that pops it loose, but something's wrong with it and it won't pop back out, so it just sticks in. So I'm going to show you how that works. So I pulled this out, right? Okay, here's the problem. Even with the key is off right now, watch what happens. See? Okay, it won't stop. So what I did is I put a pair of vice grips on this, and until I get a new starter, this is how I'll be starting it. Okay, I'll turn the key on, and then watch what happens. I'm going to start it, and then so you guys see me stuck here at Wendy's out in Tennessee in a parking lot like I haven't done 100 or 500 times before. And I want to say I get a lot of inquiries from guys saying, well, if I travel, I'm afraid my bike will break down. What if my bike breaks down? I want to say this, is that all who travel fear their vehicle will break down, and all who travel enough have vehicle breakdowns. What happens is they do whatever it takes to get it back on the road, be that doing it my system, which is this way, or another system. So it's just part of the game, and you'll get over it, and it's not that big a deal. When I was in my 20s, I decided there was three ways to drive. One was you buy the new vehicle, you get the warranty, the factory takes care of you. Okay, that's one way. You make the payments. So the other way is you got a used vehicle, you pay somebody else to fix it. And the third way is you get a used vehicle, you learn how to fix it yourself. My dad worked, when I was young, people worked on their own vehicles. And I thought about that, and I decided that of those three ways, I don't know any other ones unless you're a billionaire and just can buy cars and throw them, bikes and throw them away. But I decided that of those three ways, I was going to take the third. and I started to try to fix my own stuff, and I got pretty good at it, and this is the way I would fix it. You might do something different. You might have to get a tow truck, have a starter put in, whatever you had to do. I'll get a starter somewhere up the road. For now, this is how I'm going to ride it. So it's part of the game. So a lot of guys ask me, they call me, I get guys get a hold of me now and then. They're like, Scotty, what do I need to take on the trip? You know, I always tell them the same thing. I say 80% of the obstacles in the mind. Only 20% of it, I think, is in the reality. Maybe 20, 30% is in the bike and the doing of it. So I tell them, get all the stuff you think you're going to need, bungee cord it on your bike, pick up your balls, set them on the seat, and hit the gas. And come out here and join us if that's something you want to do. Maybe I'll see you guys here.